Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I just graduated high school last June, and I'm currently on a gap year before attending Yale next year. When I was younger, my mom wasn't just of the belief that being gay wasn't okay. She also believed that being around gay people or would just influence children in a bad way. I remember distinctly one time that I was watching Glee and she said that I couldn't watch it because they were gay characters. Slowly, as my parents started going to a more progressive church, they changed their views to align themselves with more of an evangelical stance, in that gay people, you should love them and are accepted, very much love the sinner, hate the sin. Um, and so for me, as someone who is more of the affirming stance, I wanted my mom to learn more and to get more of an education on LGBTQ, on the LGBTQ community, and specifically queer theology as well, to sort of make up her own mind about that, as opposed to just aligning herself with the evangelical stance. When I was sort of going through the journey of accepting my own sexuality, something that was really important to me was doing my own research and reading a lot of texts on my own, and also just reading those 6 passages in the Bible that people refer to as like the clobber passages. Um, for me, that was really important just because I wanted to do my own research and I didn't really want to trust what someone else said just on a whim. I wanted to like be able to learn on my own what I believed. And so I wanted my mom to have that own experience, and I kind of felt like this conference would be, or the Parent Summit would be a good push for her to initiate that kind of research and to give her a lot more resources so that she can do her own research. Um, Also, I wanted my mom to feel a little less alone in the fact that she had a queer Christian daughter. So I wanted her to go meet other adults who had similar experiences to her and hopefully gain more of a support system. When I was working on coming out myself, I used Q Christian as one of my resources. So I was just browsing the website one day, and then I found the Parent Summit, and I thought it might be a good idea for my mom to go. So one of the most important parts of the conference for my mom, I think, was Danny Cortez's lecture or his workshop. Um, so for my mom, I think she had sort of accepted the fact that, or she had decided that loving me was the most important thing, and that loving me was knowing that she loved me was enough. But the only barrier between her and her becoming affirming was the theological stance. She felt like theologically the Bible still had an anti homosexual stance. So hearing Danny Cortez's interpretations of the passages and sort of saying like how they can be affirming was really important to her. And I think was really pivotal for her in terms of coming towards an affirming stance. Um, she also, I think, just learned a lot about the LGBTQ community in general. She's from mainland China and she's from a different generation, so I think they, at that time probably didn't even have terms for a lot of the vernacular that we kind of just throw around casually these days. So she came back from the conference and she was like, "Oh, did you know like there are kids who identify as like gender flowing?" And then I was like, "Wow, good job!" And I was really impressed that she even like knew that people could be gender fluid at all. Um, and another thing that I think she really gained was just like meeting other people. I think she did feel kind of alone in sometimes, just because I don't think she really knows anyone at my church who has a kid who identifies as queer at all. Just because people don't really talk about that much. And so I think for her, meeting a lot of other queer Christian parents who both love their children and were able to love God faithfully, um, I think that was really pivotal and mind blowing for her. And also a really great supportive community for her to have. She also came back and told me that she found a support group in Chicago that she could attend if she ever felt like she needed that support, which I thought was really great. Yeah, I'm really glad that she went. Um, I After the parent summit, me and my mom had a phone conversation, and we just had a really great conversation about everything she had learned, but not just about the conference, but also about other things that have happened in our lives that we've just never really talked about. And I think um, her going to the parent summit and just really opened up this whole door of like open dialogue that we hadn't really had before. So I was really happy about that, and yeah. I would definitely recommend the Parent Summit to any parents of queer kids. And I think that no matter where the kid is in their journey, no matter where the parent is in their journey, whether they're completely affirming or still trying to figure out how to handle the news that their kid is part of the LGBTQ community, this Parents Summit would be just a great learning community um, and a great learning opportunity for most parents. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's interested in learning more.